Young man, I was so bad with money. I was so bad with money coming up. What was the reason I was bad with it is because I always had it and I never budgeted it, right? I tell you guys all the time, I started off making 18, $19 an hour when I was 19. And when I was 23, I got hired in at a really good job, like one of the top jobs in my city. And I was paid every week. So I started off at like $22 an hour. I was getting paid every week, even with my child support coming out. And I paid over $1,000 a month in child support for my two children. And even with that coming out, guys, I was still bringing home over $1,000 every single week, every week. And as a result of that, I just always had money. And I never really had to budget it or get on any type of spending plan because I always had it. I always had it. And what I would tell you guys is, and I say it all the time, we were taught by our parents, to get out and make money. Get yourself a good job, find yourself the best job you can, whether that is through going to school or that is through, doing like blue collar stuff, but get you the best job you can. But what we weren't taught, and what I want to talk to you guys about on this video, is how to manage money. Like, I can make money with the best of them. You can put me on a bus blindfolded today and I'll get off anywhere. And within a few hours, I'll eat. I won't starve. I know how to do too much. I know how to, get jobs. I know how to talk to people. I know how to, present myself in the right way to always have a job and always eat. So I will never starve, but we were just never taught about managing money correctly. And two things that I will say about that. The internet is full of, courses and, people teaching you about investing but on a very, very basic level. Young man, if I would have done two things, back then, I would have been in a much better position than I am today as far as my finances. And man, it was just simply budgeting money and paying yourself first. Budgeting money and paying yourself first. Those were the two things that I did not do. That is the hallmark, men, of managing money, right? You pay yourself first, because if you try to pay yourself after, and this is something that my mom told me for years, but it just did not click. And it didn't click until maybe, 10, 15 years ago. The idea, young men, of, everybody gets paid first when it comes to your check. The IRS gets paid first. Your baby mama gets paid first. You gonna pay your bills first. You want to keep the lights on. You want to keep the gas on. You got to pay your rent. So all of these people get money first. And then when there's no money left, now you want to try to give yourself some, or now you want to try to save money. Young man, you have to inverse that. You have to totally turn that on its head, and you have to pay you first, right? It is much easier to pay your bills and do all of that type of stuff when you've paid you first. There's money before you pay everybody else. There's money to pay yourself first. But when you try to do that after you've paid everybody else, young man, there's nothing left. You will never have enough after paying everyone else. That simple change in behavior. And for me, that was a percentage of my check that before I even saw my check, just like the government does, just like child support does, I had that taken out of my check. So now everybody else has to get what's left, but I got mine's first, right? That's the whole point behind it. And for the better part of my life, and I know I'm not the only one, most people did that the direct opposite. They paid anybody and everybody first, and then by the time you got to you, there's nothing left. So that simple change in behavior, and to start doing that now, making that a habit now before you get a really good job, to start doing that now is really going to benefit you, young man. Again, a percentage, 15, 20% out of every paycheck goes to me first. That simple change was monumental as far as my finances went. It allowed me to have a savings. It allowed me to have money to invest with. And this wasn't even money for me, out of my check. This was just savings money, right? That paying myself first, right? So, and that leads now into the whole budgeting aspect. Like I told you guys earlier, why I blew through so much money. I made a ton of it, but I blew through everything that I made is because I didn't know where it was going. I didn't have a budget. I didn't have a plan for my money. I just made it, right? We would laugh and joke about how we would get paid on a Friday, and after you go out with your chick and you trying to get with this one and that one, and you at the bars and you doing this, that, and the other, you wake up Monday morning like, where the fuck did my check go, right? And it's like that because we weren't watching our money. We were just spending it. We were making it and spending it. And when you don't know where your money is going, young man, when you don't know where your money is going, it'll get away from you every time. Every time it'll get away from you, right? So you need to have a budget. I don't care if it's percentage. I don't care if it is spreadsheet. You need to have a budget to see where your money goes. You need to, I heard it best. This guy said that every dollar has to have a job, right? And the only way you make that is that if you have a budget showing what every dollar is doing. So rather it is you have a percentage going towards all your bills. You have a percentage going towards, your play money, a percentage going towards household items, whatever it is. You have a plan for where that money is going with every check that you get, right? A thing that shocked me was the ideal of a buddy of mine has suggested, start writing down. This is before I got on a budget. This guy was like, start writing down everything that you spend, right? And guys, it shocked me. Like, I knew the big purchases that I was making with stuff, but going to the store and cigarettes and beer and pop and that type of thing, it shocked me after a weekend that I was spending almost $100 on that type of stuff, and it just didn't seem like that much money. But that's how money gets away from you if you don't budget it, if you don't have, if every dollar is not assigned a job, right? So that, young man, is how I blew through tons of money when I was your age. I didn't pay myself first, and I didn't have a plan for my money. And as a result, I made a ton of money, but I never seemed to have any of it. So these are two things that you can start doing, that you can start implementing in your financial life right now. And of course, there's a lot of other stuff to that, but these are two basic things that you can start putting into effect for yourself right now. Pay yourself first and budget your money. That will ensure that you'll have money. You won't be check to check. Emergencies will come up because they will. Wait till you get your own apartment. See, you may be living with mom and dad now. So when the refrigerator goes out, that doesn't bother you any because mom and dad has to take care of that. But there's going to come a time, young man, where you are going to be out on your own and the car is going to break down. There's going to be emergencies in your life. And you can plan for those. You can be prepared for those if you do these things that I'm telling you about now. If you budget your money, if you pay yourself first, when these fires come up in your life, you'll be able to put them out. You won't have to do I have to wait until I get paid, or you have to borrow, or you have to do all of that stuff that I had to do for a good part of my life because I didn't do these things that I'm telling you guys about now. Money isn't hard. Money isn't hard. People make money hard because they don't know what to do with it, because nobody has never taught them how to manage it. You've been taught how to make it, but you need to know how to manage it as well. And these are the first two basic steps to ensure that you will always have bread, that you will always have money. Pay yourself first and budget your money. All right? So listen, that is all I have, young man. Hope that helps. Hope that added some value to you guys. Listen, as usual, I am the Over 50 guy / the online dad. We'll be back with another one soon.